Okay, this is the project for CIN2003. Of course, your project is based on Windows Server 2019. Okay. The groups of 4, only 4. You have few number of students. I think we have 11. So we'll have 4, 4, and 3. Okay, so here we are going to discuss the project in details, what is required. Okay. Hardware and software requirement. The number of words is flexible a little bit. And if you think that you should write more, no problem, but not less. Hardware and software requirement. You need to create Windows, you need to use Windows Server 2019 on a virtual machine. You don't need to go and buy server or hardware, okay? So virtual machine, create a machine, install Windows Server 2019, promote it to become a DC domain controller, give it IP address, choose your subnet mask, choose your IP address, you have the flexibility. You need to write this information in the report, okay? I give you some templates here, okay? You need to put some screenshots and explanation, okay? You need then to install DHCP, okay? Which pool did you choose? What is the exclusion list, okay? The scope, all right? And what is your domain, gateway, you know, this extra information. And you need to put it in the table like this one. Any questions? You also need to configure DNS, okay? And add DNS in the replication in your Active Directory to make it safe, okay? Safe, okay? And you create some nodes, such as some names like some records, hosts, A, PTR. PTR is what, do you remember? Pointer, reverse lookup zone, MX, and so on. Promote your Active Directory, we have already mentioned that. Put the screenshots, okay? And then you need to create groups, OUs in your organization. So you need to mention what is your organization about, maybe a school, okay? And please don't use previous designs by other teams, okay? And you put the users that you have created here. What's the password? Use the same password for all users, okay? For simplicity.
So come user,
Each department should have minimum 4 users and 2 groups of different scope. Okay, so you will put the OUs that you have created here with the screenshots. Now you need to create the group policy. Now they are telling you that you should have at least 8 different restrictive settings should apply. Okay? They have put for you here some examples. Password GPO. Because this is a project, you need to research, you need to put more. And in the class we learned how many GPOs, do you remember? How many settings? Maybe 8?
8.
Yeah. So this one we didn't learn. Password. So it's added for you, okay? File sharing strategy. Design and implement file sharing strategy. You have the flexibility. Create one folder, share it.
احط صوره واقعد بكتب يعني نفس description صح؟
Yeah.
شو اسوي؟
بعدين backup strategy. We have not covered backup in the class, but we will cover it inshallah. So this is at the end. Disk encryption also we are going to cover inshallah. Printer also we are going to cover, and don't forget to put some references. Okay? So what's missing here? Only disk encryption, shared printer, and backup. These are inshallah coming. Any question? The good thing also, yeah, I will. I'm going to explain. This is your question about the sample report. What's your question? This is the project. But I'll show you now one more file. Okay, now I will add for you another file. That will help you in creating your report and design. Okay, it's 25% of the mark. By the way, the mark, there are two parts of the mark. One is for the teamwork, the report, and one for oral defense per student. You know this way.
بس دكتور الاورال ديفنس بيكون نحن بتخلينا نطبق شيء مثلا ولا بتسالنا اسئله عن
I will ask you what you have done. It should be all configured. Now these marks are not final, yani. Okay, so don't worry about these marks here. These are the project requirements in more details. Provide a drawing that shows your Active Directory domain structure in detail, yani like this. You can use, you know, there are some programs that you can use for this, maybe Excel or Visio. You know Visio? For diagrams. Flowchart. Yeah, or UML, yeah, okay. That's it. This is just a repetition. These are just implement file sharing, network, resource records, DHCP. We have already explained all this. Your IP address should be configured. So I suggest that now we divide